John Africa was the founder of MOVE, a Philadelphia-based, predominantly black organization active in the early 1970s. He was drafted by the U.S. Army during the Korean War, where he served over a year in an infantry unit. He would later remark on the contrast between the sunrise over the Korean mountains and the ugly gunfire of war. And upon his return, he met a young woman by the name of Dorothy Clark. And the two would become married shortly after. In 1971, he moved his family to Powelton, a polyglot neighborhood in West Philadelphia, close to the University of Pennsylvania. Community Housing Incorporated was a cooperative in which members pooled money together to buy a handful of buildings to live in, with an idea to rebel against an oppressive society that bulldozed homes to make way to build more academic housing. Although the area had a large majority of academic residents, John Africa was seen as eccentric yet tolerable as the area was diverse. But faced with foreclosure, the co-op stepped in and purchased his home so he could remain living there. The MOVE organization accepted members regardless of their past and taught lessons on corruption, racism, and the need for individuality in an increasingly technological society. Furthermore, the organization protested animal cruelty in zoos, the education system, and police brutality. Consequently, the police engaged in heavy surveillance around members of MOVE. So much surveillance that a member of the Philadelphia police revealed that between the years of 1972 and 1978, the police arrested 193 members of MOVE, leading to 93 subsequent court cases during that time. One incident in particular occurred on August 8, 1978, when the Philadelphia police attempted to evict the MOVE organization from their home on Pearl Street. A standoff occurred, resulting in an eventual shootout and the death of one police officer, James J. Ramp, as well as several other injuries to police officers. In all, 9 MOVE members were arrested and the organization was removed from their home on Pearl Street. The home was immediately demolished and the group called the MOVE 9 were convicted over the police officer's death. Merle Africa and Phil Africa died in the Pennsylvania prison system. The last of the remaining members were released in February 2020. Another interesting case against John Africa and the MOVE organization occurred in 1981, when a former associate of the MOVE organization, Donald Glassy, was arrested for weapons possession. And during his interrogation, he implicated John Africa and other MOVE members in various crimes, which led to the arrest of John and Alfonso Africa on charges of making bombs and conspiring to use them in a terrorist campaign. But despite the odds being stacked against them, John Africa ordered his lawyers to not object to anything, while M.O. Africa conducted the examination of witnesses in an effort to represent themselves. Now at the time, many observers viewed this strategy as a bold move. But on July 23 of 1981, in a Philadelphia federal court, both John Africa and his co-defendant Alfonso Africa was acquitted of weapons and conspiracy charges by a jury that deliberated for almost 6 days. Nevertheless, after the trial, John Africa moved himself and others to a new location on Osage Avenue in West Philadelphia. And according to reports, law enforcement officials, spitefully acting on animosity about the trial and the death of their fellow officer, obtained permission from the mayor's office to evict members of MOVE due to neighborhood complaints of obscenity and arrest warrants. And on May 13 of 1985, they attempted to evict MOVE and execute arrest warrants. But noncompliance by MOVE developed into yet another armed standoff and firefight with police. But later that night, the Philadelphia police dropped a satchel bomb, a demolition device typically used in combat, laced with Tovex and C4 explosives on the MOVE organization, West Philadelphia home known to be occupied by men, women, and children. It went up in unextinguished flames. And according to reports, firefighters was ordered to let the flames burn. In total, 11 people were killed, including 5 children and 6 adults, one of them being the founder of the organization, John Africa. And although it was reported that the members were all huddled in the basement with access to a back alley, but allegedly the alley was under police gunfire. The lone surviving woman described bullets flying all around during her first escape attempt, and the lone surviving child described hearing the sound of automatic gunfire when they tried to flee from the fire. Police officers at the scene denied these claims. Only Ramona and Bertie Africa survived, though both suffered severe burns. Bertie was released, but Ramona was convicted and sentenced to serve the maximum sentence of 7 years in prison. She served the full time. And despite the fact that the Philadelphia Police and Fire Departments were found guilty of negligence by the Philadelphia Special Investigation Commission, no criminal charges were ever filed against any of the perpetrators of the bombing, arson, and resulting deaths of the 11 members of the MOVE organization. The bombing of the MOVE organization row home left 61 homes destroyed and more than 250 citizens homeless. Now, as always, we would like to know what you think about this video down below in the comment section. Also, don't forget to like the video, share the video, and if you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Until next time, peace.